a very quick prayer. Let's pray. We pray, we invoke blessings to the Supreme God, the source of all energy, to my spiritual teacher, to all the spiritual teachers, all the great ones. We humbly ask for your divine blessings, divine guidance, divine help, and divine protection. We thank you in full faith. So be it. Lots of gratitude, lots of respect, lots of love. We thank you in full faith. So be it. Tathastu. Amina. Amen.
Amen.
Be receptive, be aware for the blessings. Inhale and absorb the blessings. Exhale, fill your entire system. Again, inhale and absorb the blessings. Exhale, spread with the entire classmates. Those who is also going to watch in the video. Inhale, absorb the blessing. Spread all over the Yogasana sports and yoga practice. You may gently open your eyes with a beautiful smile. Some namaste everyone. Salutations to the divinity within all of you. So we're almost came to the almost end of the foundation course. So you got some questions popping up in your mind. Question number 1, examination. Question number 2, so how we can make use of the certificate. Can we make money with the help of the certificate? Can we sustain? This is important. Unless otherwise there is no movement of the energy, there is no loving energy, we can't make money. That is also important. Then how to spread the teachings in your country or in your locality. So these are the some questions popping up. Okay, so we have the key judging points. Key judging points is the whatever the optional asanas, 10 optional asana charts we have. These 10 optional asana charts, the particular asana, how we supposed to demonstrate during the competition. What are the key judging points will be checked at the time of the competition. These key judging points given in that particular list. Let's say, for example, Paschimottanasana. So, what are the key judging points? A judge checks when they are going to give marks. This is the point number 1. This is the legs position. This is the hands position. This is the face position. This is the eye contact. This is the way they supposed to move their head, the vision, the smile, all these things mentioned in these key judging points. Now, these key judging points is to some extent we can be able to understand by just reading. However, if we want to know more about key judging point, how to come to the asana, it takes a little bit more time to understand, and it takes much more time to teach to the students also. So now, as per the time and resources available, so we just go through some of these key judging points, and hopefully we try to cover one or two of the charts. After that, we'll be discussing about those topics which is popping up in your mind, right? Okay, let me share the screen. I'm just going to up the video. Meanwhile, you just recollect what just happened in the last 1 week to 10 days classes, right from the day 1.
what has happened in the last 10 days was most importantly Diwali, the ceremonial part of Diwali, which has come in the way. But of course, there were many lessons taught and many of the views still we are going through by way of reviewing the COP. And those of us who have not yet gone through the COP, please let us go through that in the coming days, because there is what is going to be an examination following this course, and which is ending on 17th.
Right. So key judging points for forward bending asana floor. So as you remember, we have four difficulty level, five difficulty levels: A, B, C, D, E. From A to E, difficulty level increases. Okay. So just a reminder, if the athlete wants to get more marks, suggested for E. If can't be able to demonstrate, go for D, C, so on. Now let's dive into the key judging points of forward bending asanas on floor. Paschimottanasana. Paschima means in Sanskrit is west. So our body also have directions. Backside of the body is called west. Front side of the body is called east. Top of the above of the body is called north. Bottom of the body is called south. So this Paschima Uttanasana. Uttana means intense stretch. So from the back, starting from the sole, heel, backside of the body, calf muscle, behind knee, thigh muscles, hip joint, lower back, middle back, upper back, head, shoulders, elbows, hands, and fingers. Entire back body stretches in this particular asana, right? So key judging points are back, maximum stretch, abdomen, back, maximum stretch with abdomen, chest, shoulder, forehead touches legs. So if you see, there is no gap between the legs and the body. Both legs straight with the hamstring muscles touching on the ground. So if you observe what happens in general while the athlete is learning, there will be gap at the lower part of the leg. So there should not be having any gap. So here in general, the beginners have more gap here. So that's what we need to remember. We need to push our knee towards the floor in this particular asana. Toe pointing up together, aligned to other fingers to be gripped with the thumb and index finger, other fingers folded inside. Again, observe, aligned to other fingers to be gripped with the thumb and index finger, other fingers folded inside. Need to understand that forefinger and thumb need to be grip the big toe, remaining fingers need to be folded. Thumb should be on big toe, elbows on ground, elbows here on the ground, and touching the legs. So there should be no gap between the legs and the hands. This is Paschimottanasana. Halasana. Halasana, hala means plow. So which uses especially in India for farming. Plug looks like this. So it represents the plow. That's why it's named as halasana. The head, shoulder, elbow, and both toes resting on the ground. The head resting on the ground, shoulder and elbow rest on the ground, toes pointing out with the knees and legs straight. See here, toes pointed outside. Sometimes what people do, instead of pointing, they stand like this. They keep their legs like this. No. So need to be extended outside. Back should be straight, perpendicular to the ground. So it should be straight. Elbows should not out of shoulder line. See, our shoulder width is, let's say, if you see this asana from the exactly not side view, from the back side, if the body trunk is this much, this is shoulder width. If you see this extension of this particular elbow must be in the shoulder width. It should not come outside. Palm holding back near to the spine. So palm holding to the back. Spine should be lifting up at right angle with the ground. So it should be lifted upwards at the right angle. See the angle? Chin touching the chest. Chin touching the chest. If you remember in the earlier asanas, some of the asanas we understood that they are doing a mudra named Banda named Jalandhar Banda. So Jalandhar Banda and touching chin to the chest are both are same or not? That is a question. However, the answer is both are not same. Maybe by looking it may seem same, it is different. However, so Jalandhar Bandha need to be followed some certain instructions during the chin touching to the chest. In general, when it comes to competitive sport, uh, most of the cases we can't be able to differentiate between Jalandhar Bandha and touching chin to the chest. Right? Ardha, Baddha, Padma, Paschimottanasana. So these are Sanskrit words. Ardha Baddha means half opened. Padma, Paschimottanasana. So half lotus, Paschimottanasana. If you see, if we keep both legs in a cross-legged position, keeping our legs upward, our feet upward, we call Padmasana. However, here only one leg folded. That's why it said Ardha Baddha Padma Paschimottanasana. Thigh of the folded knee in contact with the ground. Here, contact with the ground. It should not be in the air. Back maximum stretched with abdomen, chest, shoulder, and forehead touching the leg. So maximum stretch in the back here. And touching the abdomen, chest, and forehead touching the leg. Whatever the rules we follow in Paschimottanasana, same rules follow here. Touching the leg. Both knees on the ground, toe of the leg, straight leg, pointing forward. See, the toe pointing forward. Heel, heel of the stretched leg should gripped with alternate hand. See, extended leg is right leg, holding hand is left hand, not the same hand. So that is the one of the key point. Other hand holding the thigh over the back. So we have to bring the hand from the back. Face facing downward. Face direction is downward. The next one, Marichasana 1. Maricha is the name of a sage. So, in the name of the sages, we have many asanas. Marichasana is one of the series. There are several Marichasana variations. This is Marichasana 1. One leg bent and foot near the thigh with leg perpendicular to the ground. The second leg stretched the toe stretched and toe stretched forward. One leg is perpendicular to the ground. One leg is stretched. Both buttocks on the ground. What just happens, even if you observe here, yes, even if you observe here, most of them happens when we fold the leg, one of the buttock automatically moves upward due to the that particular extension of the leg. So if we want to make that particular buttock also touch the floor, it's needed to open the hip joints. If hip joints open properly, then the second hip also, the buttock also touches the ground. So both buttocks on the ground, gripping the wrist from the folded hand, make a fist. Chin on knee, making arc of chest and abdomen. What is meant by arch? Like this.
Ali mana tu nama private ola mamu kan.
Can you anyone please mute the people? Right.
Done, sir.
The next, yes, thank you. Skandasana 1. Skandasana variations is keeping the one of the leg above the head from the back, upper back. One leg behind shoulder, touching the shoulder blade. So if we see from the back, so this is shoulder blade. This area need to be touched by the leg. Other leg should be stretched forward direction. Right. Stomach, chest, and forehead touching the stretched leg. So as usual, like Paschimottanasana. Grip of our fingers of both hands on toe of stretched leg, backbone maximum stretched. So need to grip the toes, backbone maximum stretched, elbows in contact with extended leg. There should be no gap between the elbows and legs. Let's say these are legs, elbows need to connect like this. It must not far away from the legs. Upavishta Konasana. Abdomen, chest, shoulder, chin touching the ground. Back maximum straight. Knees on the ground with the toes pointing upward. So abdomen, chest, shoulder, some touching the floor. Back maximum straight. Knees on the ground here. So as you remember, back side of the knee also need to be touched. Knees on the ground with the toes pointing upward, gripped with the thumb and index finger, other fingers folded inside. Arms in a straight line, Toes should not touch the floor. Toes should be pointing upward, as you remember. And split should be maximum. So there is a split involved, legs to the side. It must be maximum. So what happens in Upavishta Konasana? Split comes like this in the beginning. So when the athlete starts practicing regularly, so it improves like this. Now, Crown Chasana, back maximum stretched with abdomen, chest, shoulders, and forehead touching the stretched leg. Back maximum straight, touching the abdomen. So forehead and hands touching to the extended leg. Toe of the stretched leg pointing upward. Firm, firm hand catch on heel. So catch at the heel. Other toe touching the hip at the side. Salamba Sarvangasana. Salamba means lamba means 90 degrees angle. So straight angle Sarvangasana. Sarva means all. Anga means parts of the body. This particular Salamba Sarvangasana, Sarvangasana is beneficial to all over the body parts. That's why it's named as Sarvangasana. Key judging points: spine, legs, hips, up to shoulder in straight line. So spine, legs, and hips, straight line. Palms placed on back, parallel to each other. So it need to be equal. One should not on the top, one should not on the bottom. It must be equal. If you see from the side, from the back, shoulder and fingers together. Chin touching the chest, toes pointing upward. Body perpendicular to the ground, right to the ground. Marichasana 2. So if you remember, we earlier discussed about Marichasana 1. This is Marichasana 2. So one leg is folded leg is perpendicular to the ground. One leg in Ardha Padmasana, half lotus pose. If you remember earlier, Ardha Padma Paschimottanasana, one leg folded in Ardha Padmasana. Likewise here, one leg should be folded like Ardha Padmasana and another leg should be folded so that the folded leg will be in 90 degrees. Gripping of wrist with the other hand from back with fingers folded to make a fist. So you need to catch by folding the fingers like a fist. Chin on the knee, making arch of chest and abdomen. Right. So if you just observe, this is a looks upside down to Paschimottanasana. If you remember Paschimottanasana, it goes like this. This is a quite upside down to Paschimottanasana. The name is saying the same. Urdhva Mukha, upward facing. Urdhva means upward. Mukha, facing. Paschimottanasana 2. Back maximum stretched with abdomen, chest, shoulders, and forehead touching the legs, something similar to Paschimottanasana. Both legs straight with knees, balance on back. Here, balance is on back instead of balance on the legs. Toes pointing up together, aligned to other fingers, all fingers to be straightened and pointing, to be gripped with thumb and index finger, other fingers folded inside. Thumb should be on big toe. So you need to catch the big toe with a forefinger and thumb. Remaining fingers folded. How to understand this one? Let's say this is like from one side, the thumb, another side forefinger. Need to hold this particular leg and remaining fingers folded like this. Okay. Next one. Sarala Hasta Pinda Padmasana. Sarala means normal. Hasta hands. Pinda. Apologies. Pinda. Pinda means the fetus. Fetus of an unborn baby is called Pinda Padmasana. So if you see in the mother's womb, fetus will be like this. So legs and hands folded together. It's something similar. Athlete should be in Padmasana. You see Padmasana? Knees touching the ground behind head. Touch the ground. Head and neck touching completely on the ground. Yes. Shoulder distance in hands parallel to each other. Hands must be in shoulder distance and parallel to each other, equal to each other. What does it mean? It should not be going outward or it should not going inward. Need to be parallel to each other, straight. Hands, palms touching the ground. So hands should not be in the air. Chin touching the chest. Karna Pidasana. Karna means ears. Pida means pressure. Karna Pidasana is the asana, ears pressed, pressurized with the help of knees. Thighs, knees touching abdomen, chest and shoulder. Here, abdomen, chest and shoulder. Knees touching to the shoulders and ears. Here, need to touch the shoulder and close the ears here. Heels and toes together. Arms and legs are in straight line. See, if you see from the top, it looks like this. One side arms, one side legs. So it need to be in a straight line. Like this. Hands placed on the ground with the shoulder distance. Here also shoulder distance. Hands must be shoulder distance. Back and thighs maximum straight. Thighs and spine should be stretched up. See what happens because the spine is no pushing towards the hands. It need to be stretched and straightened. Pin touching the chest. Baddha Viparita Kurmasana. Kurma means tortoise. It's a variation of tortoise. If you see the spine is like a shell of the tortoise and head is tucked inside. Thighs and knees touch abdomen, chest and shoulder. Thighs, knees to touch abdomen, chest and shoulder. So inside must be touch each other. Armpit under the thighs, firm grip at hands at the back. So your armpit must be here under the thighs. So hands should be gripped on the back. Knees on the floor, must not be in the air. Need to touch the floor. Knees touching to shoulders and ears. Back and thighs maximum straight. Thighs and spine should be stretched up. So maximum stretching is important here. What happens? The athlete tend to fall in the downside. So it need to have a strong grip over the body in this position. Pinda Yukta Sarvangasana. So Pinda means fetus, as we knew. Sarvangasana. It's a combination of Pindasana and Sarvangasana. So leg is folded like a Pindasana, legs, and if you see the upper body is looks like a Sarvangasana. It's a combination of Pindasana and Sarvangasana. Now, spine up to shoulder in straight line. Palm placed on the back parallel to each other with elbows in straight line to shoulders and fingers together. Supporting here, so gap between two hands is the shoulder width. Fingers pointing upward. Chin to be locked. Legs in Padmasana, lotus position. Abdomen chest touching the thigh, gaze upward. Brunasana. Bruna is one of the name for the fetus. This is how fetus is there in the mother's womb. Of course, this is when the baby is in the mother's womb, legs and hands is folded inside the gap between the stomach arch. Thigh and knees to touch abdomen here. Chest and shoulder completely. Knees touching to shoulders and ears. Legs bent at knees. You need to touch. Toes pointing upward. Back and thighs maximum straight. Thighs and spine should be stretched up. Holding the shin bone near to the ankle joint here. with the lower arm parallel to the ground. This is parallel to the ground. Urdhva Paschimottanasana. One, upward facing Paschimottanasana. Both legs straight with the toes pointing upward, straight line. Legs perpendicular to the ground. Perpendicular to the ground. Back maximum stretch with abdomen, chest, shoulder, and forehead touching the legs. As usual, like Paschimottanasana, palms holding the heels with the balance on buttocks. The entire balance will be on the buttocks. Biceps touching the thigh. Here, there is no gap. Simayasana. One leg in a side split, toe pointing out. So if you remember, in Skandasana, leg is kept on the shoulder blade, horizontal to the shoulder blade. That particular leg, with the help of two hands, stretched much more downward and did this asana. So if you observe, half of the asana is in a split position. If you remember Upavishta Konasana, like this. So half of the body is in Upavishta position. Half of the body is a Skandasana bend. Now, another leg blocked on the lateral side of the backbone in Durvasasana. So one leg is pointing outside, another leg is in Durvasasana. Durvasasana is another asana, it comes in a leg balancing asana. Both hands on the ground in one line. So it should be in a straight line. Back at most stretch, knee straight, toe pointing upwards, gaze forward, look straight. Parshva Pindasana Yukta Sarvangasana. If you see, this is a slight variation of Pindasana Yukta Sarvangasana. The same asana, instead of keeping the legs straight, this Padmasana kept to the side, both knees one side of the head, either on the right side of the head or left side of the head. This is the same asana with a slight variation. See, you can see the head on the right side of the body, left side the athlete kept the both knees on the floor. Legs in Padmasana, head, shoulder, arms, and elbow in contact with the ground. So hands and legs need to be in contact with the ground. Palms holding the back. Shoulder distance in elbows. Elbows must do have shoulder distance. Both knees on the ground, either side of the head. Gaze upward. Look, the eyes is gazing upward. Urdhva Pada Padma Sarvangasana. So how this asana be done? The athlete goes to Sarvangasana first, support, then slowly comes to Padmasana, then slowly removes one of the hand and try to touch the Padmasana, and removes another hand, try to hold the position, gently applying the pressure in the legs in order to balance the legs. Okay, body should be balanced on the shoulders and head. Here, entire balance. Spine stretched upward. Legs in Padmasana, lotus position, parallel to the ground. It must be parallel to the ground. It should not be downward or upward move position. Okay, it should not be upward or downward. It must be horizontal. Palms holding the knees. So need to fold the knees. Chin touching the chest. Here, gazing upward. Ramadutasana. Ramaduta. Duta means the person who serves. Here, Rama is the name of the one of the avatars. Duta is his disciple. So Ramadutasana is a particularly mentioning the disciple of Rama. His name is Hanuma. This asana is representing Hanuma. Both legs, if you observe here, there is a front split and Paschimottanasana variation. Two variations is here. One is split, another one is Paschimottanasana variation. Now, both legs stretch and straight, toes pointing outside. Back maximum stretch with abdomen, chest, shoulder touching the legs. Front toe pointing up. Align it together with fingers to be gripped with thumb index finger, other fingers folded with the both hands. Thumbs should be on big toe. Elbows on ground, stretched forward. Here. Supta Titibhasana. Both legs behind shoulders, back and ground. So here shoulder, behind the shoulder. Legs must be behind the shoulder. Back on the ground. Toes pointing forward with knees and legs straight. Knees and legs straight. Ankle on the floor. So if you see, you try to observe, there is a this body, lower back, and the toes is on the floor. Remaining entire body is in the air. Gripping at wrist with fingers interlocking each other. So almost at the lower back, it need to be interlocked. Lift the head as much as possible with the face facing forward. So the direction must be forward direction to the asana. Uttita Ekapada Hasta Prusthasana. There is a forward bending similar to Paschimottanasana. Back maximum stretch with abdomen, chest, shoulder touching the leg, stretched leg. A grip on the heel with abdomen with both hands, one above each other. See, right hand is on top of the left. Another leg in Dirvasasana position, blocked on side of the waist. If you remember, we were discussing about Durvasasana. From Skandasana, the legs is here, kept on the back of the shoulder. That particular leg dragged towards the downwards and forms Durvasasana leg position and Paschimottanasana with another leg. Biceps in contact with leg. Stretch spine upward. Need to stretch maximum spine. Yoga Nidrasana. Shoulders to be taken out from crossing of legs. So this is the crossing of the legs here, back side of the head. The shoulders must be come outside. Knees and ground with the weight to be placed on middle of the back. Here, the middle of the back, the weight is need to be placed. Interlock behind buttock here. Chest expansion. Toes to be touched on the ground with the upward gaze, face upward. So toes also need to be touched to the floor. Sharagasana, legs stretched and straight at the back of shoulders, toes pointing upward, back's maximum stretch, both buttocks on the ground, gripping at the lower back. See, legs stretched and straight at the back of the shoulder. The shoulder, toes pointing upward, back maximum straight, both buttocks on the ground. So the support is on the ground. Pingalasana, head on the ground with the palms supporting body parallel to each other, spine stretched upward, both toes placed at armpit with knees moving outside. So both legs is on under the armpits, elbow at 90 degrees position, fingers together. So what is the difference between fingers together and spread fingers? If athlete spreads the fingers, then there is more grip. So that's why here the requisition is to keep fingers together, face facing upward, forward, straight looking, right? So we try to complete one segment, forward bending flow. Just a moment. That's for today. Okay, so as we agreed in the beginning, so we'll be discussing about the examination first. When it comes to examination will be on the topics whatever you studied in the during the foundation class. Whatever we taught to you in the foundation class, the same topics is going to be asked in the examination. The examination will be in multiple choice option. You have to select one of the option, correct option, and you need to submit. There is no negative marking. Okay, so how many questions you answer properly, marks will be based on the right answers, no negative marking, right? So possibly, if there is any possibility, we also do one trial run. Okay, so I'm going to share the topics which we already covered as a what's so called syllabus copy or a blueprint, something like that, so that you go through the certain topics and revise them again and again, and you can ready for the examination. You don't need to worry more about examination. Examination will be very easy, because if you can able to remember more than 70-80% whatever coaches taught in this particular session, you are pretty well going to rock in the examination. Okay, if you just revise, who knows, you will be topping the examination. Okay, that also a very good pride, no? Just revise now. So it I hope it's clear about the examination. When it comes to preparation, you just need to revise them. If it is required, you can go to the respective class and you can revise. The next one is how to spread the teaching.
One second,
Yes, please.
There's Mr. Chansa who has raised the question hand. Would you like to answer now or towards the end of the program?
Yes, please. Yes, please. Let's clear the question. Because we are also coming to the end now.
Yes, Chansa, please unmute and I'm pinning you now.
Okay. It is not really a question, but I just want to take note of the dates when we are going to write those exams, or when we are going to be given that exam. Is there a date set yet?
Okay, Sudhakarji, would you like to share about it, or
Yes.
may I share?
Yes, certainly the examination is not going to take place on or before the 17th. 16th and 17th are the last but one and last days of this course. That is going to be only on the following day or the further following day. It could fall on either 18th or 19th. The date will be finalized tomorrow. So at the next meet, the next class on 16th, it will be very clearer. We will be able to announce the date. Now the organization from India is about to finalize that aspect of when exactly and at what time the exam is supposed to be held. Most usually it is going to be held during the usual class timings. That is 5:30 Central Africa time, 6:30 East Africa time, 9 o'clock, all in the evening, India time. That is quite possible. But the date is only day and date. It could be 18th the Saturday or 19th the Sunday, and the decision will be coming out latest by the 16th. Hope Chansa, this clarifies your question.
I would like to add to your answer.
Yes, sir.
So 13th today, 13th today Monday. So as agreed, 14th and 15th will be declared as a half to the class. 16th and 17th are the scheduled days for the leftover class if there are any kind of clarification, whatever. So as far as the tentative schedule from our secretary office, so 18th during the class time, 18th maybe it's Saturday, I think. During the class time 9 to 10 will be your examination.
Konji, sorry,
Sir.
some special meeting is there tomorrow, and maybe one day change may likely to take place. So the Sudhakarji told the message will come from there, but tomorrow it will be 18 or 19. That message will come by tomorrow. Correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's why.
Yes.
Yes, yes, sir. That's why I said tentative schedule.
Yes,
So that they
correct,
can
correct.
have some overview. So these are the number of days we are going to have in our hands, so that we have to put our time, energy, efforts for the exam preparation,
Correct.
along
Good,
with the festival.
good.
Yes, sir. Right. So
Happy Diwali.
Oh, happy Diwali.
okay. So the thing is how to spread the teachings in particular country or in your locality is a big question. So when we had a training camps, coaches training camps or judges training camps, we received a lot of information with respect to the different ways we can, improve the develop the classes in our particular country or a place. So some of them I would like to share. So Sanjay Malpaniji, so he shared that they started a program called Yoga Sopana, which means they're going to share the simple yogasanas and randomly selected schools. They have a list of selected schools from different parts of the district. They went to the districts. They did a talent hunt. Okay, teaching some simple asanas and encouraging the students to do. So since most of the students are flexible, those who are right people for the particular competition stream, they use it to see the bending, flexibility, strength, whatever the requirements is needed, and they are used to select the people and give special training. Okay, so this also can be adapted. Further, what they did, they also established centers, coaching centers, nearby places, 2, 3 or 4 localities. Let's say small 2 or 3 small towns. There will be one coaching center like so. Okay, so this coaching center teaches yoga, and those who are demonstrating asanas better in the talent hunt, they will be having concession for the fee. Let's say 20% of concession, 30% of concession, 40% of the concession, 50% of the concession, depending upon the economical background of the athlete and other circumstances. Okay, so when you do talent hunt, you have to say that you are so lucky, so you are going to have a scholarship, so on. Second thing, since you are spreading actively the yoga teaching in Yogasana sport, so there are two kinds of people who can pay money and take the coaching. Some people interested, but they can't be able to pay money. However, you should not say that teaching or coaching is completely free, because if you go to grocery shop and say, I'm teaching yoga for free, can you share some groceries for free? No, they don't give. Okay, we need to feed our stomach, we need to take care of our family, so we can charge some affordable fee, should not make it is completely free. And you can also give concessions to the people, so that you can also approach the schools. You can explain, this is how yogasana sport is evolving in African countries. So the moment when our students participate district level, state level, national level, you are going to get a name and fame. Especially you can approach some schools in the towns, the private schools, which is having more focus on studies as well as extra and co-curricular activities. So you can say that if your students is going to get the medals, it will be easy advertisement to you. You can get more admissions, you can get more money. That's how you have to communicate. So whenever any programs, some cultural programs happens, you take your students with a proper costume, keep one meditation music in the background, let them do the asanas, encourage people to clap. You can just briefly talk about what actually it is. They may think that there's a kind of a gymnastic or some body movements. You have to explain, this is yogasana, this is one of the sport event. We have 5 particular events in this particular yogasana sport. This is how it happens. This is how the competitions will be there, district level, state level, national level. You have to publicize the same in local news papers, local news channels, and you can also share through WhatsApp, through Facebook, through YouTube. So what it does, it spreads rapidly like a virus, coronavirus. Okay, then you get right people. See, uh, let's say for example, if a town is having 2 to 3 lakhs of population, how many people we need? Just think, we need only one dedicated person who is having all the required features for the yogasana sport. Let us train them. If it is required, we can give special attention by taking the help of the senior coaches in India, and taking the inputs from the judges. You can capture the photos and videos, you can share to the judges and coaches. You can get improvisations, corrections. So that's how we have to proceed. Of course, in the beginning, everything seems difficult. If you just start and you have to give the what's so called this seal or impression. That's yogasana sport. If anyone talks says in your country, your name supposed to be coming out. You are a group of people. Okay, let's say for example in a particular country, let's say yogasana sport, let's say Jairamji names comes in their mouth. The people who is in journalism, they automatically get Jairamji is the person who is in charge for that. Okay, the media. You go, you may have radio stations. Go to radio station, just have interaction, share about the Yogasana sport. Say, we would like to share about Yogasana sport. So next, after 2 months, after 3 months, we are going to have a district level competitions. I am saying a regional level competitions. For those regional level competitions, what will be the syllabus? How you are going to give access to the syllabus? You may have your website or you may have your social media accounts. You're going to share the syllabus. You are going to share the some details to get contacts. You share your contact numbers. Make WhatsApp groups. So we had some set of asanas, right? So Swatiji also shared some of them with you. Share them periodically. Students, try this one and capture a photo and share in the WhatsApp. Pick some of them and reshare them in WhatsApp and Facebook as a status. If you are handling a channel, share there. They feel so happy because they are appearing in a social media account. They reshare. It spreads. Tag all the people in African countries. Tag India. Tag other parts of the world. It spreads all over the world. Right? Then you have to encourage coaches. You have to encourage judges. You have to encourage the athletes. How you encourage? You have to appreciate. How? Tap the shoulder. Take your hand. If it is allowed in your country, okay, take your hand and pat on the shoulder of the coach or a judge. Say you are doing fantastic job. Keep it up. We give entire support, encouragement, whatever is required in order to spread the teachings in the country. Give them, honor them in front of the public gatherings with a shawl, with mementos. Sometimes, if possible, if your particular thing having money, you can also sometimes, if it is required, you can share some money. Okay, share the same in social media. So so and so person for the wonderful work in the field of spreading yogasana to this particular coach, this particular judge. We honored on this particular occasion. They feel happy. They work more. They bring more people. Getting my point? So what you need to do, you need to be a person who just moves the things, not simply reading, not simply contemplating on it. Okay, it's like this, it's like that. No, you must be the person who is acting in real time. You don't need to have a proper experience. Just go to the schools, talk. If you cover 5 6 schools, you will get experience how to talk with the school people. What are their expectations? How we have to convince them. You will get inputs. You people have gatherings, satsang, periodically. Let's say once in a month, hopefully. Fix time, date, meet together. Share your success story. Share if you have any challenges. Your success stories remaining people inspired. They may adapt in their countries. If you have some challenges, share with them. They may bring, they may come up with some interesting solutions which you didn't think of. Helping each other, sharing each other, caring each other, growing each other, uplifting the country, uplifting the entire continent. Hope you got some better understanding on it. If you have any queries with respect to how to spread the teaching, how to earn money, how to earn money, some more inputs. You can earn money not only from the students. It's a sport event. Okay, fine. Do you have a yoga therapy? You know some set of practices. What are the asanas need to be done for diabetes? What are the asanas need to be done for the back pain? So you have to do some research, basic research in your country. What are the prevalent major health problems they are facing? Google, take data, shortlist the diseases. No, make a set of a program. first give 2 days or 3 days free campaigns. Okay, so after that, in that free campaigns, you teach some basics and you teach what you are going to share in the particular program, in the workshop. Let's say 10 days workshop, let's say 2 weeks workshop, maybe 1 week workshop, 1 month workshop. Share about it. Let the people come, learn, improvise, take testimonials. How? Voice testimonials, on paper testimonials with a sign, if possible paste a picture. Most powerful is video testimonials. Just take your video either in a portrait mode or horizontal mode. Just ask, share your experiences after completion of the particular workshop or particular classes. They share. Of course, people share different opinions. If you ask at least 10-15 people, at least 3 to 4 testimonials will be excellent testimonials. Just cut them short glimpses, make them as a short video, spread. You need to have one identity, one YouTube or Facebook, or maybe WhatsApp channel, Telegram channel, and you need to share your contact details. You need to have one place where you teach all these things. Refer the people to that place. If parents comes, when they feel it is going to helpful to them, they encourage younger ones to join. They are coming along with them. Their children also come. When some children start doing something new, interesting, helpful, remaining people also come and join. So that's how you have to connect the points, right? And at the same time, you can teach online as per the affordability. For 1 hour, let's say for example, how much money I can charge offline. Let's say if you take direct classes, how much money you take? About 5 people, 5 to 10 people. That much money you can take online. You may say that you can be only one person, or you may be a group of people. I'll teach online. This is my fee for 1 hour. Fix some fee, and you can start teaching. You can have therapy classes. You can have workshops like a 1 week workshop, yoga for back pain, yoga for diabetes, yoga for so and so health condition. Even you can also share yoga for the weight loss, yoga for radiant skin, yoga for eyes. You can come with a lot of ideas. So you can earn money with them. You can earn money through schools. You can earn money through online classes. You can earn money through offline classes. And every month you need to visit consistently new places, and you have to collaborate with the people. You have to collaborate. You have to talk with the people, schools, colleges. There is some charitable trust. Go and have a talk. Charitable trust, government officers, what's so called meetings there. When meeting schedule, you don't know. Let's say one of your friend is one government employee. Just ask them which time you are going to have one meeting, and you just write a request letter to that particular head. I am so and so person. So I'd like to give a brief introduction about yoga in your meeting. Just allot me 15 minutes time in your meeting, either at the beginning or at the end of the meeting. Just write a written letter. You go along with your friend 1 day, 2 day, or 1 week prior to that particular scheduled meeting. Just smile, and you can also take some gifts in order to feel them happy. You can just give some sweets or fruits and wish them. And you can say that, okay, I'm going to share some of the very interesting things. You can show some research articles summary. So this is how research done and so on, so health problem. This is the result outcome after the yoga practice. This is the situation before the yoga practice. The tremendous change came within this particular period of time. I think it might be helpful to any one of you, or your family members, or your friends. maybe why can't we take one week online, 1 week yoga classes, either offline or online, to the group of you people? You're getting my point? So you have to collaborate with the people, teachers, students, physical directors, health experts, medical doctors. Just search your contact, mobile contact, list them, who you know familiar, who listens to your words. Sometimes your enemies also, if you are doing something good, they help. You should not stop yourself. You just need to ask. For the sake of asking, they will accept, because it's not your work, it's a divine work. The uplifting the lives of the people, uplifting the health of the people, spreading the love and caring, spreading the positive vibes. Everyone encourages. Entire universe shows you the path. Hope it is helpful. If you have any queries, you may please ask.
Yeah, first a comment about this these tips is very, very useful, very, very inspiring, and very much practicable. And we all will take all the instructions, advice, suggestions in this particular contest. Definitely, we will try to work on them. Thank you.
Right, I'd like to listen from some of you. Sudhakar ji is very much familiar with the mic, with the camera. He speaks to the point, and it's same with Jairam Thakurji and some of you. So I'd like to hear from you to respond any challenges you faced, or any suggestions required, something like so.
Okay,
Yes,
I would
please.
love to also add on what you shared. I think here in Zambia, we have so many chances of doing yoga. I think all we need is to have a breakthrough, because most of our students are flexible and they're able to do a lot of gymnastics even without a coach. So we feel if there's a coach, and when we learn and we try to implement, it will be easier because most of the students are already flexible. So we will try to work hard in selling the idea. I think Swati has been very handy. She has been trying by all means to sell the idea of having yoga in all the government schools. So we will try to see how we can sell the idea to the Ministry of Education and see if it can be introduced in our schools. Yeah, although we may not, we may not go to the money earning venture yet, but for now we'll just concentrate on implementing it in school, more like a sport. Yeah. Yeah.
Fantastic. We're so feeling so happy for the words. So as you said, no for money in the schools. That's a very good decision. However, consider the request to take money whenever you teach, other than students. We should not teach yoga therapy and all the things for the free. Of course, if you have all the requirements you need it, you can go further. You do a charity service. That's a very good suggestion. Right? Thank you, sir, Moses sir. And anyone like to share? Bijal Patel ji.
Namaste. I'd like to know,
Yes.
do you have a syllabus for coaching, like the sequence of asanas we should start in order to develop them in the right way? You know how like Ashtanga, there's a primary series and there's a sequence like standing, then seated. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you have a syllabus?
Yes.
Like, what do we start with? Like, which asanas do we start with? Like, do we start with one forward bend, one backward bend, one leg twisting, spine twisting, one arm balance, one leg balance, and then we build from 1-1-1, or do we start with standing and then move to twisting?
Okay. right?
Yeah, so I
So
want to know, do we have a syllabus for coaching?
yes, please. So the questions you asked is how the coaching need to be started. What is the combination of the asanas? What are the preparatory practices? What are the asanas which we supposed to start with, and how we
Yes.
have to improve? So this question needs more attention in many ways. So I like to give some of my own views. First, we need to have a schedule for the class. We need to have a lesson plan for the class. Let's say, for example, if it is a regular yoga class, you may have 45 minutes, 50 minutes, or 1 hour session. If it is for sports, ideal time is 1.5 hour, okay, to 2 hours. 1.5 hour to 2 hours, ideal time. In the time, how you have to schedule your time? In the beginning, for first 2 to 3 minutes, or maybe 5 minutes, you need to make them relax and come back to normal state. They are supposed to be in a position to join the class with a full concentration and awareness, because if it is a evening class, let's say for example, throughout the day they were moving here and there, they are having lots of stuff in their mind. If they directly start the class, they may be in a position to not put 100%. So let them sit down, close their eyes, let them relax, let them observe their breath, or maybe they can directly do shavasana while they join the class. Just come to the class by the time, on or before the time, just relax in shavasana for a 5 minutes. Exactly by the time you start the session with a prayer as per your religious beliefs. Prayer should be done. It is important, because we are, whatever we are doing, we need to have a help, guidance, protection. We don't know what happens in the inner world when we are demonstrating certain asanas, because everything is connected to the spirituality. Okay, we need to do prayers and we need to ask help, guidance, and protection. And after that, we start with a joints loosening practice. Eye rotation, upper neck movements, then shoulder movements, hand movements. After the movements, you need to heat up the body. Some you have to do some jogging, yogic jogging, some upper body movements, trunk movements, so which generates the heat in the body. After generating the heat in the body, you can jump to the Surya Namaskara. Okay, Surya Namaskara can be done as per the capacity of the athlete. So once in a month, you can just let them do some more number of Surya Namaskara. Normal days maybe as per requirement, maybe 6 rounds or 12 rounds of Surya Namaskara. After that, if the athlete is a beginner, if the athlete flexibility is moderate, okay, if the athlete age is the right age, then in the beginning, what we can do, we can take up one category of asanas, maybe let's say forward bending asanas. For the day, you just focus on forward bending. What are the preparatory practices to be done for the forward bending? So as you remember, when we did forward bending practices, we did forward bending movement, stretching the spine and back of the body, moving the spine up and down. Some similar practices, you can find a lot of them in the online. So start with the simple to complex. We must be in a position to guide and correct if the student is wrong. In general, we no need to demonstrate all the things. Did you ever seen a cricket coach playing cricket in the field? Not required. In order to be a very good coach, you don't need to be on the field. However, you need to have a full knowledge and the procedure, tactics, and techniques of the game, rules and regulations of the game. You need to be must thorough of the teaching. That is very, very important. Then what you need to do, you need to start simple to complex. So you can make the person to do preparatory practices. Start with a simple asana. Let's say, for example, if you are doing backward bending, let them do backward bending preparatory practices, maybe some bhujangasana variations by standing, some ardha chakrasana bending practice. Then after that, ardha ustrasana, holding in the ustrasana. Then stretching a little bit more and doing purna ustrasana. So we need to give a gap in between the all the practices, maybe 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 30 seconds based on the requirement and level of growth of the athlete, so on. So after the completion of sequence, so which asanas need to started? Of course, difficulty level A to E. Difficulty A level asanas. What is the simplest asana? Start with that. What is the next simple asana? What is the next one? Next one, so on. After A completed, start to B, C, D, E. However, if you observe, some of the asanas is amalgamation of two or more asanas. We've seen Paschimottanasana variation involved in asanas for more than 4-5 asanas, if I'm not wrong. So what you need to understand is forward bending, you need to make the athlete, the Paschimottanasana is very important. So if you make the student to do Paschimottanasana perfectly, these remaining asanas is the next step for that Paschimottanasana. Getting point? So after that, what you can do is you can just focus on the weak areas of the athlete. Okay, this person is weak area. So you have 5 different categories. Which category is this athlete is behind? Give a little bit more attention there. I am saying about the beginner. Now let's say, for example, when you are teaching, you need to remember one thing. There is a recovery time to the athlete, to their health. The same muscles should not be stretched or worked out every single day. If you do so, so those muscles, the muscles tear and the muscles strains a lot, then it leads to full rest. Maybe they may get severe body pains. They need to take a bed rest for 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 days. So there must be recovery time. So ideal recovery time is in general 1 day to 2 days. If it is 2 legs, maybe 3 days. Remaining practices 1 day to 2 days is ideal recovery rate for the body. Let's say, for example, if I did a forward bending today, maybe 1 to 2 days after I can do forward bending again. Not every single day. Some people do practice in the morning and in the evening. Okay, if they do like so, if they do forward bending in the morning, maybe they do twisting in the evening. Next day morning, other category. Next day evening, other category. Sequential in manner. That is your choice. Which category need to start first? Which category is last? Suggestion is keeping hand balancing is second or third, fourth or fifth option, because hand balancing require a lot of strength. So in the beginning, let's start with simple forward bending, backward bending, then twistings, then leg balancing, then hand balancing. Of course, we can follow the sequence in them. Okay. So meanwhile, in the process of teaching, you can get lots of inputs from the coaches, from the judges. You can frequently correct the athlete. If you want, you can take the help of the seniors. You can just refer the code of points, key judging points, check, recheck whether the asana, capture the asana, keep the asana in front of you, keep the key judging points in front of you, check where it is lacking. Okay, this is the place I need to be focused in tomorrow session. Go to the student and convey. Okay, it's just not only for the beginners. When it comes to intermediate practitioners and advanced practitioners, maybe these maybe 1 or 2 amalgamation of these categories maybe forward bending and twisting one day, backward bending, hand balancing one day, all remaining inverted asanas one day. So you have to come with the combinations. Make sure that athlete need to have a recovery time. Athlete need to take a good, healthy food and nice sleep. Nice sleep, proper food, proper practice, proper rest. Okay, then it's just a matter of time. You learn a lot of things. Way back in India, the PDs, physical directors, most of them, they don't know about the yoga subject at all. Most of the people, at least more than 60-70% of the people, they don't know about the yoga subject. What they do, they get the syllabus, they get videos, they put the student in a condition to practice. They just do like they observe, with the observation skill, they see that okay, this is the difference. You do this, like that. Student improves. In competition, they excel. They just go to next stage, next level competitions. There, when they go there, they get what's called more relationships with the coaches, judges, referees. They get more inputs. They get more suggestions. So it's a learning is ongoing, continuous process for the student, for the coach, for the athlete, even for the key people who is taking part in administration, who is taking part of training, so on. Learning is ongoing process, never stops. If we stop learning, we are outdated. Those who is upgrading the skills day to day, they excel, they have more demand. People go to them, they leave you. So you need to read code of points, no option. You need to code of points,
Yes.
you need to update. So any
Yes,
more
Mr.
questions?
Raghavan.
Yes.
No.
Any more questions?
Yes. No.
Aarti ji?
Anybody has question pending?
Aarti ji, you can unmute.
No.
Namaste, Raghavendra. Thank you so
Namaste.
much for your inputs. It was really a great suggestion and a very good talk. Actually, I wanted to add on the points with Mr. Musa only. I'm also from Zambia itself, and here what he said was very true. We have kids in school, the local kids, Zambian kids. They are so flexible and they are so quick at learning that in a very short period we can have a good number. The only problem is going to be the financial thing, because they are more in the government schools, and the government school are not goodly financially equipped to pay for the coaches. So yeah, that would be a big challenge. We are going to have the coaches over here. We actually have some kids, for Indian kids, they do pay, but the flexibility, as you know, it's difficult. Some of the kids, they are actually not that flexible and they take time. The one who can pay, I'm talking about, and those who cannot pay, they are actually flexible, but they cannot pay. So this is a very big gap we are going to actually face on it. I have some kids also whom I'm going actually with the Zambian kids. They are my regular student. I go at an NGO, and that NGO, I have a kids and I have a group of kids which are actually very flexible. I have recently performed in one of the program, for which video you for Rachna ji have seen. For mine also, I have some kids. We have performed in front of 4,000 people just this last week Diwali on I would say on 4th of November, and there were more than 4,000 people in that gathering. It was a Diwali program and it was an outstanding performance. People actually loved it. We recently did also in Maharashtra Mandal, one of the in Ganesh Chaturthi, and on that time also there was a gathering of more than 1,000 people, and over there also we got a standing ovation for the performance. So the kids are really fantastic, but yeah, the only problem is for us as a coach also, we cannot give like full time, because definitely there is a limitation from our side also. We don't have a space where we can actually perform the classes full time for them. So those things are actually the challenges which I think we can, as an Indian government and as well as the Zambian government, when we combine together and we can actually put some initiative, dedicate some space, and then we can take a regular, also some fees to the coaches, which can actually motivate the two coaches also to actually put their time for this competitions. This is
Right,
my
fantastic.
suggestion.
Yeah,
Correct, correct. But
fantastic.
that, sorry,
Right. Yes, please.
sorry, the madam, have you discussed this matter with Swati ji?
About what?
About what you are
Jayant ji?
talking about? The, have you discussed with Swati ji? Because this
Swati knows
Zambia,
everything. Swati knows these challenges. She also knows that, and that's why she's also stuck. She knows everything about it. She is also
No.
in Zambia.
Correct, correct. No, no. Maybe what I'm trying to say, because today I have a talk with her, that what we had a small meeting with me and Sudhakarji, and accordingly I asked for the list, gave is those who are prospective athletes, even kids or middle age or senior
Yes, she
age,
told me.
whatever.
Yes, she told me, and she asked me for the kids, like prospective kids. Yes, I will send the name of the kids. It's just I need to know, like, what is the next process if we give the name?
No, no, process we will tell, but first we will have a meeting, list with age. Then process we will let you know shortly, not more than 1 week. We will, let
Yeah,
us
there are lots
understand.
of. I have Zambian kids whom I'm training from more than 1 year. So they
Yes.
are there. Even my Indian kids are also there who are actually very flexible. 2 to 3 kids. They are very flexible. So I can give their name, but yeah, I just need to understand like what is the way forward for it. I
No,
just
way
wanted to
forward we will let you know. No, without list, how can we take up in the committee and we can make a plan? Because simply giving the list and asking this further result, we need at least
No,
8-10 days.
no, I'm not asking what was no before it was that you were asking to make them perform on this platform. That's what I thought
Yes,
it was an intention.
May I come in?
So
May I come in?
yes, Swati. Yes, Swati.
yes, yes.
Swati ji, what he's asking, because right now everything is shooting in the air. We don't know
Yes.
what's where and how. So at least if they have some clear idea about how many athletes are ready for competition with all the statistics, then we send them. So that's how they will come up with something that, okay, now let's plan something like this. And I know you are yourself an athlete, and Rachna can do the same. So we have, and I've asked the guy from Astang Yoga, but Mr. Walia, but he has not called back. So that's our personal internal matter. We will discuss, but this is what he's asking.
It's fine.
Okay, Mr. Bolia, he is not actually training to kids. He is not trained. He doesn't give training to kids. So I don't think. And as I
No,
said,
this is Aarti ji, this is not just for the children. This is for up to 55 years of age. Whoever is doing asanas, the category of the asanas age group. So from the 7 years of age to 55 years of age, anybody who can bend body and anybody who is competitive, we have to send the list if they are agreed.
okay. Okay. Got it. I will send the name of the kids and people who can do it. Again, bend body flexibility. When we talk about the adults, what are the expectations? Like definitely adults will not be that flexible as we are expecting from the
See,
kids.
when we are talking about adult, it's you,
Yes.
Ratnaji, and those who are teaching. Those are the ones who will come into those categories.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay, I'll send the name of the list for my students whom I can consider as and also Raghavendra ji, I had a request
Please,
to make for
please.
you. the way you are actually teaching the practical theory part, I would really appreciate, when we are talking about the advanced traditional poses, also there are the poses which are extremely backbent, the way they are doing it. Those things I don't know how to get achieved in the kids. There are some kids who are naturally gifted, but for the kids who actually are not gifted, for those who have to achieve it, we need little guidance and little more inputs or physical training in that perspective. Backbends, even I would say splits, the advanced poses.
Artiji, for that, we have still not got the videos for level 3 and level 4. So
Okay.
yes, we will, as now we know Raghavendra ji, we can always ask him and I'm sure he can help us. But I'm sure if those videos are there, at least we can begin with.
So still are we going to the level wise only, even in the competition when we are talking like
No. These levels are created just for you to slowly increase your ladder forward. But this is not the way the competition will happen. That is a whole different criteria.
Exactly. So it
Sorry,
is
sorry to interrupt. Sorry to interrupt the long discussion between the ladies. With a due apologies, since we are already running out of time. The list only contains those who are having their flexibility enough to be trained, already being groomed for some time to some extent, but not to the extreme extent. I guess this sums up the whole thing. Please do work on those things and please suggest the list. The way forward will decide how many of them will be accepted or encouraged before being finalized. I guess this concludes the discussion. Swatiji, I guess you agree with this. And we move forward because unless Raghavendra ji has something to respond to Aarti ji or Swati ji.
Right. Thank you, Sudhakar ji, and thank you, ma'am. I'd like to quickly ask a question, Aarti ji. You said that our students there in Jamia demonstrated yogasanas in front of ones. So, did you made advertisements with the help of this information through social media, through your WhatsApp communities or WhatsApp groups, and maybe in local media? Is that happened?
advertisement in the sense publishing that photographs and everything regularly on my page and advertise in that way? No, I have not done.
Better if you do so, it reaches to many people. You said to the group members within the meet now, let's say 10, 15, 20 members we are here. Let's say, for example, we only 10 people know. If you share, several hundreds, thousands of people know. So I request to each and every one of you, you have to share your work. Maybe some of you are doing some extraordinary work. Who knows? If someone knows you are doing some extraordinary work, after they are seeing your work, they approach you. They come to you. Okay, this is a short suggestion I like to share. And you said that there is no proper place, and you also gave some suggestion, collaboration of the governments. You said about the fee. So here, what you can do, instead, you are expecting fee from the students. You are teaching in the government schools, as you said. Most of the schools are government schools. You have to take the advantage of saying that I am serving to the kids, and these kids also doing wonderful in the yoga's demonstration, and it can be one of the best advertisements to you, to your personal classes, to middle-aged and senior citizens, even your personal online classes or offline classes. This helps as a advertisement. You can use like that. There is nothing wrong in that. That is your hard work, your students' hard work. Okay, you are not sharing other outsiders name and fame. You are not misusing. You can share with the open heart. This is what we are putting down, and you can also show this work to these charitable institutions. You can ask them to some donate some money or donate some cloths to them. or yoga mats to them, some nutritious food. I think you have some communities there. When there is happening community meetings, gatherings, take your people along with you. Let them demonstrate there itself. Let them also know, they give their offerings to the kids. So you can when our students is ready, you can explore many ways. So you just you have communication. You see some news is circulating in your circle. Immediately, okay, you just contact to those people and have an interaction. You share some of the videos which our students already did. Share them. So it will be one of the highlighting thing in your particular entire program. It gives a more light to your program. Gives more attraction to your program. You have to say that, and you have to take your students and let them do. Of course, they also like to travel. They like to see new places. They also enjoy. Okay, so you get benefit from it when you spread your teachings to your entire country, entire world. Then more recognition, more opportunities, more help, more money, everything more comes back to you. Okay, fine. Hope that helpful. By this, if anyone don't have any questions, I request.
Yes, no question, but I have to say few words. Yes,
Yes.
Mr. Raghavan,
Yes, please.
today you have
Sir.
performed, you have talked something upper level than a coach. Today you have not performed only as a coach, but you have given a lot of suggestion, and everybody are thinking that what is this yoga and practice and tournaments and this and that. Finally, you touch to the money also that you are. Here I give the message to all participants. This is a good opportunity. Opportunity does not knock your door twice. So that please grab the opportunity. We have a limited time of coming today, and our Raghavendra is not for the time, he is for the work, for the talk, for the performance, for the delivery. That's all. And finally, I say again, I'm telling to the participant, to all members, see, coming together is a beginning, working together is a progress, and keeping together is a success. To get the success, let us keep together and take the things further forward. We are available 24 hours, 24/7 all the time. So the call and response is available. Let us work hard and take the things further. All the best for today. The new Indian, this Vikram year is finishing today. Diwali was yesterday. But so that for the whole year, best wishes, everything is there. But from tomorrow, Vikram Samvat New Year, all the best for the new year coming and for health and happiness. Thank you.
Right, I'd like to give last words. Yes, I request everyone, not just listening to the words, whatever shared in the class, you have to write them, key points. You have to think about them. You have to come with ideas, and you have to share progress in the group. You have an active group. You have also some special group for this particular group of people, and you also have one active group for Africa continent. You have to share. When you share, the group is when the group is active, when the people see your work, they think, okay, I am not doing, let me adapt some inputs from this particular person. They start thinking, they start exploring with their students. Make sure that very active in WhatsApp group. Every day there must be one post. Every day there must be a video. Every day there must be a short notes or short brief description about the whatever the practices. Let's say, for example, today so and so place, so and so students, so and so college, so and so junior college, so and so school students demonstrated so and so asana. Okay, and you can just also give the brief description about the asana. Let's say Paschimottanasana. Paschima means back side of the body. Just give some meaning, some explanation, some benefits, some limitations. It's a knowledge input to them, it's a recreation to them, and it also advertisement to you. Don't forget, be very active. Keep the post regularly in the WhatsApp group and in social media. You have to engage the group very actively. Commit to some time. Schedule your work. Unless otherwise you don't schedule your work, in order to do something, you never do that. Let's say, for example, you not had a schedule for the preparation for the examination for code of points. You can't be able to read for it. You have to have schedule. Okay, from morning wake up time to till my sleeping time, this is the time available to me. This time I can work on. Which time I can keep for revision of code of points. Okay, let's take this 1 hour or this 2 hours for code of point revision. You have to schedule your work. In the same way, not for the revision, you also dedicate some time to capture videos, write some brief text about it, sharing in the group. Don't forget, this is very, very important. Simply joining the classes, attending all the classes, listening to all the classes, writing the examination, getting certificate is not enough. Certificate after getting certificate, if you don't, if we do not use that, it's just a piece of paper. That paper is acknowledgement that you have subject knowledge, so that you can spread, you can grow, and you can make the people to work harder. So that is the main intention behind the certificate. Is maybe with the help of certificate you can have more employment. That's also a good thing. However, if you do not work, it doesn't help. Hope it's clear.
Yes.
Over to Sudhakarji and Jairamji.
Very much clear. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwaraha. Today, extension is Guru Raghavendraha. Thank you very much for a lot of soul feeling. Today, I would request Aarti Ben, who is very rare to appear on our screen, to offer the Shanti part for the sin of raising important questions. Now, this is Shanti part. No closing of hair necessary. Okay, go ahead, please. Thank you.
Comfortable cross-leg position. Hands in Namaskar Mudra. Close your eyes. Inhale deeply. Om. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Sarve santu niramayam. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kaschit dukkhave. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaskar everyone.
Thank you. Thank you very much, all of you. Tomorrow and after, we are going to have any practice all by ourselves and preparing ourselves for the upcoming examination. And before we are going to meet after 2 days. All the best for everybody, and Swati Ben, best of journey as well. And we would expect the same gathering to be appearing after 2 days. God bless you all. Bye-bye. 16th and 17th are the last but one and last day of these courses, and which will be followed by the examination given a specific time a little later. God bless you all. Bye-bye. Have a nice time. We are going down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.